Hey everybody, I just want to comment on the video blogs this week, particularly on this one on critical thinking. I probably won't do this the same way every week, um, but this one was one that again I ask you your opinion on. As long as you did all the work that you did and had the timing that you were supposed to, you're going to get all the points. Um, but I always like to come into classes and fully understand what my opinion is about the topic before we really talk about the topic. And this is one of those classes with critical thinking in particular that whenever you approach this topic or this subject, you are going to have some preconceived ideas on the subject. You're going to have some preconceived definitions for what critical thinking is. And by the way, you learned about those this week, and they're called bias, right? And so um, you're going to have some biases that you bring into a class, a situation, a problem, or those types of things. And I like to think of it, and you'll hear me say this a lot, but it's the lens through which you're looking at and approaching a particular topic. And so it's really important, I think, for people to understand what that lens is, what that particular bias is when they get started. And that's why I asked this question about critical thinking. And for many of you, you use research. I didn't want you to use research. I think I said that specifically. I got people who were giving me sources and everything else, which is almost in this degree program you get your head pounded all the time. Do research, do research, do research, and here, knucklehead Dave comes in and says, "I don't want you to do research on something." But I think it's really important for you to understand this lens as you go forward, because part of being open to accepting new ideas is to clearly understand what your historical lens is regarding that topic. And that's true in problem solving, it's true in this class as well. And so sometimes the hard work really needs to happen early, not as you go forward, but the hard work needs to be done on yourself. And it requires you to have a real personal honesty as it relates to your own biases and your own thoughts. And this is required before critical thinking can begin. So remember that. That's why I really wanted you to clearly state your thoughts and ideas on critical thinking before I have an opportunity to change them, right, over the next few weeks. Here's one of my favorite definitions of critical thinking. There are several out there that you could have looked at, but this is one that I've used for years, and it's the process of making a reasoned and reflective judgment for the purpose of deciding what to believe or what to do. Okay? So it's a process. It's not an idea, a thought. It's a process of making reasoned and reflective judgments for the purpose of deciding and believing, deciding what to believe or what to do. Okay? One of my larger frustrations, and then I'll quit. One of my larger frustrations today, and I think I mentioned this in some of the journals back to you this week, is when I hear the phrase "my truth." It's like, "Oh, that's my truth," or "this is my truth." Sorry, doesn't work with me. In essence, what you should be saying is, "It's my opinion. Truth is truth. You have an opinion on that. Your opinion may be right or it may be wrong, but if you focus everything saying it's my truth, sorry, you're being lazy. You're being lazy and you don't want to approach any other topic. You don't want to approach any other ideas, and so on and so on." I hear that all the time now on television, on a lot of other things, and it just makes me want to gag when I hear it. Okay, so this video was graded entirely on participation, as I said earlier. But I really want you to have a firm understanding of what you think about critical thinking. And I think that's going to be helpful as we go forward. Let's take these not so much as research strategies, but as knowledge builds over the next few weeks as well. I promise this is going to be a different course for you, and I hope that you're going to see that right out of the chute here in week one. All right, take care.